Congratulations and welcome to the apprenticeship program. I'm Mike Wagner, Assistant Training Director with the NECA IBEW Apprenticeship and Training Office. I am one of 3 training directors that work with the Appleton Oshkosh, Kenosha, Racine, Madison, South Central Wisconsin, Western Wisconsin, Northeastern Wisconsin, and the Wisconsin River Valley area JATCs. I began my career in the electrical industry in 2005 and completed my apprenticeship in 2010 and continued to work in the field as a journey worker, foreman, and lead person until April of 2012 when I took the role of Assistant Training Director. I would personally like to congratulate each and one of you for being selected into the electrical apprenticeship. The selection process was competitive, and you were one of the highly qualified individuals that the JATC identified as a contributor and future leader in the electrical industry. JATC. What exactly is a JATC? A Joint Apprenticeship and Training Committee. This committee consists of 6 voting members, each with an equal vote. 3 members representing labor, 3 members representing management, hence the joint in JATC. The committee may also consist of additional possible alternate members, but always maintaining equal representation of both labor and management. Thanks for slowing that down. Labor. Labor members are appointed by the local IBEW, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, local union president, in concert with the business manager. These committee members generally come from the JWs or the foremen that you'll be working with on a daily basis in the field. Management. Management members are appointed by the local chairman of the National Electrical Contractors Association, local chapter. Management representatives, the management committee members may consist of owners of the electrical construction firms, project managers, or other supervisory positions with your contractor or others from the area. Wisconsin. Here in Wisconsin, we have a deep connection to apprenticeship. In 1911, Wisconsin became the first state in the country to pass a modern apprenticeship law, registered apprenticeships. This modern apprenticeship law is what the rest of the country, including the federal government, passed in 1937, the Fitzgerald Act. This is what everybody began to model after. Additionally, shortly after 1911, Wisconsin also passed a law that in 1915 required that employers pay their apprentices at least 5 hours of instruction per calendar week. Regular wages, all those other kinds of things. That's right. Wisconsin is the only state in the country that has a statutory obligation to pay our apprentices to go to school. Think about that for a second. Here in Wisconsin, you are paid to attend most, probably about 2/3 of your related instruction. No different than you're out on the job site. And again, think about that. Your brothers and sisters, through getting the similar instruction throughout the country, are likely attending classes at night, generally 2 nights a week, and usually do not receive any pay. Those that do get the ability to attend during the day, again, are generally not compensated and in fact are only getting 32 hours per week when they are going to school. Because of the apprenticeship law, you are contracted with the state of Wisconsin, Department of Workforce Development, Employment and Training Division, Bureau of Apprenticeship Standards, and your local apprenticeship committee. This contract is a binding document that outlays the terms and conditions of your apprenticeship, which include a 1-year probationary period for the inside program, a 9-month probationary period for our VDV or a telecommunication program. In the next several minutes here, I hope to provide you with a few basics that I learned during my apprenticeship that will help ensure that you start off your apprenticeship on the right foot and will lead to a successful career in the electrical industry for many, many years to come. As I'm sure you've already found out, there are many, many training partners that are going to be involved with your apprenticeship during your electrical career in the electrical industry. Those partners are, number 1, your employer. Number 2, the committee, the JATC. Number 3, the Bureau of Apprenticeship Standards, the state government. Number 4, the local union of IBEW. Number 5, the local tech college. And number 6, WEBEF in our particular case, the Health and Pension Office. Because all these partners have a different role in your apprenticeship, it is vitally important that you maintain current contact information with each one of these entities. Part 2 of this, and I know it sounds really, really silly that I have to actually say this to you, but you're going to get a lot of communications. And a lot of issues can be eliminated with this one simple rule. Open and read all correspondence from any of these training partners. If you have a question on this correspondence, call the person that wrote the letter to you or the email. Don't call the JATC office about an IBEW issue because we likely don't know the contents of that letter. Likewise, don't call WeBEF about an apprentice issue because they definitely don't know what's going on in the apprenticeship world. The second part of this is to also create a file folder or binder system for all documentation that you're going to be accruing throughout your apprenticeship. The other thing is you may as well bring that with you whenever you're required to come to a meeting. The committees really like it because it streamlines the process and it helps you resolve any potential discrepancies. In apprenticeship, there is no lack of regulations. First, you have the Wisconsin Apprenticeship Law, going back all the way to 1911, most recently updated in 2010. But then you also have Wisconsin Statute Chapter 106 and Administrative Codes 295 and 296. Then you have the state electrical standards, the local standards, and local committee policies, all which further guide the committee in their actions and interactions with you. Additionally, you're going to have a local collectively bargained agreement, which further dictates working conditions, ratios, wages, etc. I highly recommend that each and every one of you reach out to your local union and get a copy of that CBA and ask any questions that you may have to your local union or employer. Copies are available at the local union office and many times are also available on the secure portion of the website. One regulation I do want to spend a little bit of time on is this last one here, electrical registration or licensing. Wisconsin, since April 1st, 2014, has required that anyone with limited exceptions, that performs electrical work within the state of Wisconsin be licensed or registered, they actually use the language, with the Department of Safety and Professional Services, DSPS. Some people call them DISPS. As an apprentice, you are required to obtain an apprentice registration license annually. In order to obtain this license, you must be first contracted with the Bureau of Apprenticeship Standards. You must complete the application form, which was in your orientation packet and is available online at our website, wijatc.org, or DSPS's website. Once you complete the form, make a copy of that form, make a copy of your apprentice contract, put the paperwork together, put the fees in there that you need to, and submit the application to DSPS. First registration cost is $30, and subsequent registrations are $15 annually thereafter. Please note that DSPS will process your application form in which the order they received it, and depending on the time of year, there can be an additional delay based on peak timing. Try to stay away from that April and June, July timeframe, people. If there are errors or issues with your application, I will also guarantee you that DSPS will slow down their processing of that and could be delay your obtaining of that license. If at any point in time you have any questions on your electrical apprenticeship license, contact DSPS directly at 608-266-2112 or at their website address, their email address, which is on the top of the application form. Additionally, according to the committee's policy, non-compliance can result in disciplinary action, included but not limited to delay of your wage advancement, suspension from the program, extension of the term of your apprenticeship contract, cancellation from your apprenticeship contract, or removal of all unlicensed hours that have been worked, which is the one that's really becoming a big deal right now. Recently, I can tell you from previous cases in the last year, you can stop the PowerPoint slide. I'm going off script for a second. If you can, in the last few years, we've seen an increase. Just this last 6 months, I've seen 4 apprentices lose over a combined total of 4,500 hours that they've accrued in the apprenticeship program. Not only does that delay when you're going to complete the program, it delays when you get your first advancement if you haven't had a license at all. It delays any additional things going on. Do not delay and get this going. Main components. There are 3 major components of your apprenticeship. 1, your on-the-job training, no less than 8,000 hours in 5 years. 2, paid related instruction, typically day school. We call it related instruction for the most part. It's no less than 700 hours. We offer 720 total in 5 years. And then 3 is your unpaid related instruction. It varies by committee, by local committee, and by program, but I will hit up a couple of real required ones. All programs require that you complete an approved first aid CPR course during the first year of apprenticeship and maintain that throughout your entire term of your apprenticeship. It's also a good idea to do it as a journey worker. Please note, though, that no online or mail order classes are approved and do not satisfy the first aid CPR requirement that's listed in your contract. You are also required to complete an OSHA 30 course during the first year of your apprenticeship. There are other required courses, we're just not going to go into them today. Committee. The committee is charged with overseeing your entire apprenticeship. One of the methods that the committee has determined in Wisconsin to utilize this, to do this, is to schedule you for appearances before them on a regular basis. These appearances are mandatory. The committee is going to see you at least 3 times during your apprenticeship, and most committees are likely going to see you many, many more times than that. We're going to see you twice probably during your probationary period, and then annually thereafter, and once prior to completion from the program. Whenever you are scheduled to appear before the committee, you will also be required to have an evaluation form completed. You are also able to request your own appearance before the committee at any meeting. If you have any questions about the evaluative process or how to get on the agenda yourself, please contact the training director assigned to your committee. But what I want to talk about today mostly is record keeping. That's the area we seem to have a big issue. All local committees require apprentices to submit their monthly work report time cards, documenting their school and work hours for a given month. All time cards are required to be submitted no later than the midnight on the 10th of the month for all hours worked the previous month. For example, September's time card, which you'll see me demo in a minute here, is required to be done before midnight on October 10th and submitted to our office. For each day that passes that your time card is not submitted past the deadline, your next wage advancement is going to be delayed 1 day. Additionally, non-compliance with the record-keeping policy can result in disciplinary action included but not limited to, again, delay of your advancement, suspension from the program, extension of your term, cancellation of the contract, and that's the more likely one. I'm now going to show you how to use the web services feature of our website, including the submittal of your time cards, updating your contact information, and verifying your upcoming class schedule. So when I put this together, I was not expecting the monitor to be this small, so we'll see how it rolls, if you guys can actually see it. To first access the system, you must go to our website, wijatc.org. You will then click on the Click to Access Time Card Entry site. You will then click the Click Here to log in. You should have a new tab open. For first-time logins, you will be required to reset your password. Simply enter your email address that you provided to our office during the application process, complete the simple mathematical question, click Send, and you'll get an automated email that will set a link to your password. Complete this process. Then go back, enter your email address, your password, and congratulations, you're now into the system. Uh-oh. We're going to put that down so it doesn't happen. We're going to wait for the video to catch up here for a second. Apologize about that, I clicked it back. The first screen that's going to pop up when you get logged in is going to be your account information. I'll wait for it to pop up here. From this first screen, you will be able to update your contact information. Simply update it, click over it, click the Save Changes button down at the bottom, and move along. The vast majority of your time in this website is going to be on this Apprentice tab. You'll have Office News, Overview, where it lists out all your different pay scales, your employment history, and the amount of time you work for somebody, but 99% of your time is going to be in this area, time cards. The very first thing you're going to see is you're going to have to go through and enter your hours. You'll click on the boxes, you'll add it, enter it in, make sure it's accurate, and then you're going to make sure you go to the second half of the month, click in the data there, make sure everything's entered, accurate data. In addition to that, you're going to be able to, down at the bottom, click and add any apprentice comments that you may want. For example, you took some time off for a vacation or something along those lines, and you want to make a note so that we don't call you out of the blue. Excuse me. The big thing is you'll notice here the Save button. You got to click the Save. Once you see it saves, it'll change from Save. It'll go to Submit, a magenta colored, and that's what you need to do to be able to submit that button, or that time card, excuse me. You got to make sure to click the confirmation because it wants to make sure you're done with the time card for the month. There you go. You'll quickly get saw the confirmation in the upper left-hand corner. In addition to that, you'll also get a email notification. The other part about the hours is you can go in and you can pull and look at a historical aspect of things. But then the other one is the classes. Required term, this is where you're going to be able to find and view your class detailed information, the dates, times, etc. Make sure you click on all the different tabs in there. Their classes will be under different ones. The other part, the remaining part that's left in this is payments, and we'll get into that at a later date. With the automated email system, we highly recommend that you save those emails to be able to save those and recall upon them in the event that there is a discrepancy further down the line. You can scroll through that faster. You can scroll through that faster. As you can see, in these last 10 minutes, I have provided some knowledge on the areas of content for new apprentices. This information is only the beginning, and we will likely be scheduling you for a new apprentice success course in which we will go into great detail on all these items and more. It is our hope that providing you with this introductory information that you'll be able to begin your apprenticeship strong, correct, and on a successful track. If you have any questions on the content or any additional comments or questions that we were not answered today, please contact our office and you can see the different programs and areas in which to contact. Email or mail or phone all work. Again, welcome aboard and congratulations on being selected into the electrical industry, and good luck. It goes very quickly.